morning, members of the jury, audience, and contestants. We are glad to present our third edition of Julio Verne School Public Speaking Contest.
Yes, choosing our candidates has been a hard work, but we finally have our 12 contestants of Year 5 and 6. We are sure that they're going to surprise you with their 2-minute speeches.
Of course they will. And the topic of today's speeches are: which invention do you think has helped people the most?
Really interesting topic, don't you think so? Let's get started then with our first round of Year 5 contestants. A great applause for Celia Barrera Gomez.
Very good. Thank you. Minutes. Ready? You have to tell me when you start. Yes?
Do you know who we owe our lives to? Exactly, some of us to the doctors who create antibiotics that made us to feel much better. Hello members of the jury and audience, I'm Celia Barrera and I'm going to talk about which is the invention that helps the human the most. Let's start. Antibiotics. Antibiotics were invented starting in 1928 with the discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming. And according to Hospital Academia, they are effective against many bacterial infections, from respiration infections like bronchitis or pneumonia to infections of the urinary tract, skin, ears, nose, throat, stomach, and much more. Besides, antibiotics can make operations safer by reducing risk of infections or treating existing ones. They are not anesthesia, but they are usually as important in operations. They are administered through tubes called intravenous lines, which, as the name suggests, connect to the veins, and they are essential to prevent severe pain or even death. Antibiotics can save animals' lives too. For example, when they are in the slaughterhouse, a vet comes to check if they have any bacterial disease. In case they have, they administer antibiotics, so then we can eat ham, chicken, beef, sausage, and much more without catching any nasty illnesses, because we don't want to pick them, right? So now do you know more about antibiotics and their uses? That's all, thanks for your attention.
Very good.
Now it's Vicente Pedro Lopez's turn, representing 5th B class. A great applause for him.
Very good.
New invention has ever been as groundbreaking as the internet because of its ability to transform all aspects of humanity. Good morning, members of the jury and audience. I'm Vicente Pedro and I hope you enjoy my speech. I'm going to talk about which invention do you think has helped people the most. Let's get started. Thank you for your time and attention. Why has the internet transformed our lives? Because internet allows us to communicate with email, video calls, and social media instantly between people anywhere in the world. It helps us access the information we need. Also, the internet offers us all kinds of entertainment sources. Literally, we have all the music, movies, books, and video games in the world at our fingertips. And above all, the internet accelerates the progress of science by sharing massive amounts of data and coordinating research teams. What if your customer were the whole world? The internet lets your small business to transform into a giant by accessing a global market. Furthermore, new businesses and services have been created that didn't exist before. The volume of e-commerce business in Spain exceeded 95,000 million euros in 2024 according to the CNMC. It also makes life easier for workers thanks to teleworking. How does the internet influence governance? The internet gives us the ability to check any news and form a more informed opinion. Online education is also growing. Likewise, it facilitates procedures with public administration, saving time. According to the INE, almost 80% of Spaniards have communicated with administration online. Let me sum up my main points. Internet brings human beings closer together and connects them. The internet is revolutionizing e-commerce and financial investments, and internet multiplies the possibilities of knowledge for people. Lastly, the internet is the most powerful invention, and with great power comes great responsibility.
Thank you. Great applause for
Great performance, Vicente. Who is going to be next one? Let's see. Maria San Pedro Pañero from 5th A class. A great applause for her.
Good morning, everyone. Let that seems easy, right? But before the invention of the light bulb, this was almost impossible. Hello, members of the jury and audience. I'm Neria San Pedro, and today I'm going to talk about the invention of the light bulb and why it has been an important change for the humanity. Before the light bulb, people used candles and oil lamps to see in the dark. These options were very dangerous because they could cause fires and they didn't give much light. Life was harder and people could not work or study at night easily. But when in 1879 Edison created the light bulb, the world becomes easy and safer. Imagine how amazing that was. Suddenly, homes, streets, and schools could have light at night. Factories could work more hours and people could learn and read after sunset. And the most important, the invention of the light bulb started a revolution in different areas. Industrial ones, factories could stay open longer, which increased production and create more jobs. Scientific ones, it opened the door to electricity in every home, leading new inventions like radios, televisions, and computers. And social ones, people could enjoy evenings, read books, and meet people safely. So why the light bulb is so important? Because they give us light, safety, and opportunities. It changes how we live, work, and learn. Thanks for your attention.
Well done, Blanca.
Great performance from 5 classes, right? Let's see year 6 now. A great applause for Isabela Lopez Noguera representing 6A class.
Hello members of the jury and audience. I'm Isabela Lopez Nogueira and I hope you enjoy my speech. Let's get started. Have you ever wondered which invention has helped people the most? Well, I'm here to answer that question. From my point of view, the best invention is the vaccine, and I'm sure that by the end of my speech, I will have been able to convince you that it's true. First, what are vaccines? Vaccines are products that protect us of deadly diseases by helping our body's natural defense. Secondly, why vaccines are good for us? Well, when a doctor injects you a vaccine, inside there's a bacterium. You are probably thinking that vaccines aren't the best invention. Since they inject you a virus into your body, wouldn't that make you feel sick? But that's precisely why vaccines are necessary. They ensure that if you get that virus later, you already know how to fight it. Do you know that before vaccines, life was characterized by a high prevalence of deadly infectious diseases? And especially in children? But because of Edward Jenner, who created the first vaccine, it all changed. It helped lots of children and families. In conclusion, vaccines are good for us, and we should always make sure that we get vaccinated. And like Brad McKay said, it's important for children to be vaccinated so they have the opportunity to become adults. Thank you for all your attention.
Great speech, Isabela. Now is Paulina Manurova's turn, representing 6B class. A great applause for her.
Imagine you, standing in a dark room, no light, nothing, but then you see a light switch, and when you activate it, all the room illuminates. Electricity, the form that changed the world. Part 1. How electricity was discovered. Electricity always existed in nature, but people only began to understand it a few hundred years ago. However, here are some dates that I consider important. 600 BC. A Greek philosopher, Thales of Miletus, discovered that rubbing amber wood fur caused it to attack like objects like feathers. And in the 1600s, an English scientist, William Gilbert, coined the term electric, coming from the Greek word for amber, electron. This was also an important date in the discovery. Part 2. How electricity changed the world. Once people began to understand it, Houses became safer and factories worked faster. Communication improved with the invention of radios, telephones, and later computers. Electricity made technology, transportation, and medicine possible. Part 3. How electricity still matters today. Nowadays, we depend on electricity for almost everything. School, work, entertainment, and healthcare. It powers our devices and keeps food fresh and connects us to people. However, electricity is not cheap. This is the flow of electrons. And prices are influenced by factors like fuel costs, power plant operations, and transmission infrastructure. Conclusion. Electricity began with simple discoveries, but grew into a force that changed the world. By understanding where it came from and how much it has helped us, we can appreciate its value and use it wisely every day. I'm so glad of being here and thank you for your attention.
Congratulations, Paulina. You did it great. Now, representing 6A class, we have Emma Kulchiska. Let's listen to her.
Good day everyone, my name is Emma and today I'm going to talk about what invention has helped people the most. I think it's a computer. Computers can help us in almost every part of life. We use it at home, in school, in shops, in cars. They can help us study, work, travel, communicate, and even have fun. It's hard to find another invention that has helped people the most. Which does so many different things at the same time. Computers can solve big problems, make difficult calculations, and store huge amount of information. They control machines in factories, help doctors in hospitals, and it's used in airports to keep flights safe. Computers are also used in science and space. Before computers existed, scientists needed months to do work that now takes only a few minutes. Another fact why computer is so important is that helps people to create. On computer you can write stories, make music, draw pictures, and design buildings. It allows people to turn their ideas into something real. I think the computer changed our future. Many new inventions like smartphones and modern airplanes would not existed without computers. So the computer didn't just change our world, it helped us create the world we live in today. In conclusion, I believe the computer is the invention that influenced people the most because it helps us learn, connect, create, and improve our lives into something real. Thank you for your attention.
Well done, Emma. Now it's Gwen Groot's turn, representing 6B class. A great applause for her.
Good morning, members of the jury and audience. My name is Gwen Groot and I hope you enjoy my speech. Let's get started. Thank you very much for your attention. What invention helped us the most? From my point of view, I think the print press helped us the most and I'll show you how. Let's get started. Firstly, the print press was invented in the year 1440 by Johannes Gutenberg in Mainz, Germany. Although it wasn't affordable for all people, it made it a bit cheaper than handmade books. Now the print press can cost from 5,000 to 250,000 euros. However, it isn't called a print press anymore; it's called a printer. In 1440, the print press costed from 800 euros to 1,450 euros.
The print press has evolved from an early block and a mobile type machine to a modern high-speed machine of today. It's changed over the time to increase speed, improve accessibility, and lower the cost. Secondly, as I said before, the print press wasn't affordable for all people. And although there was a print press, if you couldn't afford one, you still needed to copy everything by hand. The materials of the print press were very expensive, from $5,000 to $500,000, and discounts were induced often. Now you can only find the print press of Johannes Gutenberg in museums, like the Gutenberg Museum in Mainz, Germany. Finally, the mass production of pamphlets and newspapers helped to spread ancient information and other discoveries rapidly across Europe. The print press also helped by other inventions, like the injection, the light bulb, and the 3D printer. It helped create by sharing the information between doctors and scientists. In conclusion, the print press helped important information and make more materials to search for. It made business improve and gave the world an important and valuable invention that they could use to make other inventions. Thank you very much for your attention.
Compliments when? Who is gonna be next one? Let's see. Rebecca Lopez Nogueira, representing 6A class. A great applause for her. Which invention do you think has helped people the most? Good morning, members of the jury and audience. I'm Rebecca Lopez Nogueira, and I hope you enjoy my speech. Let's get started. Thank you for all your attention. First, what invention I am talking about? There are lots of inventions that have helped humanity and changed the course of history, like the wheel or the fire. However, in this case, I have chosen something that has helped life expectancy and allowed people to survive illnesses that before this invention were mortal. I'm talking about penicillin. But what is penicillin? Penicillin is a type of antibiotic that heals you from bacterial infections. It was made by Alexander Fleming, a very remarkable biologist. Have you ever wondered how was penicillin discovered? The penicillin discovery was an extremely lucky accident. In 1928, Alexander Fleming observed a mold called Penicillium notatum was preventing the growth of bacteria on a culture plate. The mold produced a substance that killed the bacteria, which he named penicillin. Now, the moment you were all waiting for. Why do I think penicillin helped the most? Before penicillin, people keep dying. Imagine catching a cold and dying because there was no cure. Before penicillin, people didn't live that long. That's why I said it changed life expectancy. Penicillin made dying of an illness not as normal as it used to be. I think penicillin helped people the most because if it hadn't been invented, we probably wouldn't be here right now. In conclusion, penicillin has saved millions of lives. Therefore, it's one of the most important antibiotics in the world. In fact, that was an accidental discovery. In Alexander Fleming's words, one sometimes finds what one is not looking for. Thanks for all your attention. Rebecca, well done. You did it brilliant. Now, our last contestant, a great applause for him. Javier Encabo Garcia, from 6B class.
The first webcam video was monitoring a coffee pot. Hello, members of the jury and audience. I'm Javier Encabo, and I'm going to talk about which invention has helped humanity the most. I hope you enjoy my speech. Let's get started. Thank you for your attention. Firstly, what about the access to information? The access to online information offers advantages like immediate access to vast amounts of data and improved communication via global connectivity. But also, the internet helps you to do the actions like shopping and banking. And it will also help you get a job providing access to job lists. Secondly, is the internet expensive? The cost of the internet depends on where you live. but in Spain, the internet is around 30 euros per month. But the market is competitive and some providers offer to us that combine fiber, mobile lines and internet for a combined price to 30 to 50 euros per month, which is not expensive since the minimum salary in Spain is around 950 euros per month. Thirdly, what are the disadvantages of the internet? The internet has disadvantages including misinformation, negative health effects and social isolation if you abuse of it. So in conclusion, the internet helps a lot to access information. It's not too expensive, but if you abuse of it, you can get negative health effects and social isolation. So I hope you enjoy my speech and remember that everything you abuse, it's bad.
Okay. Thank you.
Great performances from year 5 and 6 classes, right?
Yes, let's wait for our jury's votes now. They will soon announce the winners.
Thanks a lot for taking part of this great project and contest. We'll see you next year. Have a nice day.